What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. How's everybody doing? I'm waiting for my wife to get finished so we can head back down to the red brick house. I'll be doing my fireside chat from there. And you know what's kind of cool was this morning I got up and I put on my JMU football shirt. Okay, now football season is over, of course. But shout out to the JMU Dukes. The JMU Dukes are going dancing. Not just the men, but the women too. Both of them are going to be in the NCAA basketball tournament, and I couldn't be prouder of my school. So shout out to JMU Dukes. This has been an incredible year for JMU, for the JMU football team to be in a bowl game in their first year in Division 1A. It's amazing. So I have been I've literally been sitting here and I was doing a video where I'm literally killing the Cowboys about how they wait to do things, that they're always basically like, we them boys, we know people just want to be here type of attitude. But they got something right here, because this is one of those things I was worried about, and I was so happy when the Cowboys did, because you can see Dan Quinn, he's literally tried to steal players and coaches, from the Cowboys. And one of those ones I worried about and thought of maybe sometime in the near future, I thought maybe it's the time to give the guy a chance. Sometimes you just got to throw a man in the deep end of the pool and just make them swim, or they drown and you don't have to worry about them anymore. Or I guess you do. You have to worry about fishing them out and resuscitating them, okay? Hopefully you know CPR. But Al Harris, who played, of course, the Green Bay Packers, he used to have the dreads and everything else, and was a great defensive back for Mike McCarthy. He was brought in by Mike McCarthy to work with, of course, the defensive backfield. Now, here's what you can say about the Dallas Cowboys defensive backfield. Defensive backfield for the Cowboys on our defense has been incredible. To see Deron Bland, who had to step in and play a lot more than we thought he was going to in his second year for Diggs, and end up having the 10 interceptions I think he's got in the first 2 years of his career, is amazing. And all the pick sixes that he had, having beaten Hall of Famers and now holds the record. And then there was Diggs, of course, the year before. You can't argue with what the Cowboys' defensive backfield has been. And this is where I think the Cowboys look at it. Like when you heard Jordan Love say, you don't want to throw the ball too much against that defense. But we looked at it and said, linebacker, you got a safety in there at linebacker, and we can make some hay there running the football, which will set up the pass, which is true. I'm hoping that the Cowboys are looking at that and saying, we're pretty good on the back end. We need to take care of the front seven, get some help for our quarterback, Micah Parsons. Well, one of those things that they've just done with Al Harris, of course, Josina Anderson, she's tweeting this, and I'm hoping it's true. I'm told Cowboys defensive back coach Al Harris is expected to be promoted to assistant head coach in his current title, per sources. Kudos to Mike McCarthy for making this move. So, yes, here's what's kind of amazing. Did you know that the Dallas Cowboys defense has 62 interceptions since 2020, second most in the NFL, which is when the team hired Al Harris as defensive back coach. Deron Bland recorded his fifth interception. This was in November. This was November that she tweeted this. Deron Bland has recorded, open it up, his 10th total interceptions since the start of 22, most in the NFL. So he had a few more in there. Diggs had 18 total interceptions, which still leads the league with 11 and 21. Since converting from wide receiver Alabama. Anyway, that was a tweet that she had back in November. So our defensive backfield, they've been doing good things, and you definitely want to hold on to a guy like that. And maybe in the very near future, Diggs will actually be ready to be a head coach. And this is one of those things that what you want to see actually happen, whether it's with the Cowboys or elsewhere. Let's suppose something here. Al Harris promoted to assistant head coach. Cowboys defense continues to do great things. And somebody looks and says, hey, this guy might be ready. And he gets promoted to be a head coach in the near future. You get a minority candidate to become head coach or go into front office, you get 2 compensatory picks, 3rd rounds, 2 years, one each year. If you don't think that's big, San Francisco got 4 extra 3rd round comp picks because they had 2 minority coaches. Yeah. So this is a brilliant move by the Cowboys. And I'm so happy that we ended up bringing back Al Harris. And I will say, as Jimmy Johnson will let you know, coaching matters. The Cowboys of the 90s, they didn't draft 1st-round draft picks for their offensive line. They took Mark Tunney, who was a defensive tackle, and made him a tackle. They took Mark Spinowski, who was a guard, and made him a center. They took an overweight lover in the house in Nate Newton and made him one of the best cards that the Cowboys had. And they took 6th-rounders. I think Larry Allen was a 6th-round draft pick. They coached guys. And this is one thing that people will miss. I think when you look at a lot of quarterbacks and teams that quarterbacks fail on a regular basis, it may not be necessarily the player that they're drafting, but the coaching and the organization that's around them. It's real easy to be screwed up by bad coaching and the speed of the NFL and become gun shy. I can remember when Jason Campbell went to the Commanders with the chuck and duck offense, and he was literally getting blasted as soon as he got the ball, where it got to the point of he immediately is looking to see who's going to be the guy that's going to clean his clock. And when you have situations that are like that, or you don't have the good coaching that can get you to understand what you need to do, it's real easy for you to fall off a cliff. So that is a great move. I think Al Harris, having the experience of playing the role at elite level, will be a benefit to the guys, and you've already seen it pay dividends. I think Mike Zimmer is another guy who is a teacher who will keep a foot in your ass that could be very, very beneficial for the Cowboys and what they're trying to do. And I think I hear my wife. Yes, brilliant. She's flashing the light, which means she's done with her hair and ready to rock and roll. Rock and roll, dudes. Rock and roll. All right. I will see you soon. Peace.